welcome to a new vlog in TripReport, and today we are traveling with a train that is not existing like this anymore, actually has been replaced by other trains. But we are traveling now with a very old train between Chemnitz and Leipzig, and here on the map you can see our route today. We're starting at the main station of Chemnitz. Here we can see the arrival of our train today, which is a, as I said, quite old and very special train. Here we can see the train, and I am traveling in the first car today. This is the only open coach. All other coaches have compartments, but I do not like the compartments. I prefer the open coach, so that's why I chose the first car. It's quite comfortable, the seats are quite nice, quite well padded. As you just heard, the doors are closed now. We can leave Chemnitz. We are now heading on the RE6 operated by Mitteldeutsche Regiobahn to Leipzig. The trains that we can see here in this video have been replaced in the meantime by some other old trains by Dostos, even some from the former GDR, but they are also there just temporarily because actually there were new Alstom Continentals in a battery version planned to be operating this route now, but they're still missing their approval by the authorities, so they cannot be used yet, and in the meantime they're using the Dostos. Because these trains that we can see here in this video were facing a lot of criticism because they are very old, they are not accessible, and they are also quite loud. Because they are still using a block brake, which is causing quite a lot of noises. They're also not having any air conditioning, so they were facing a lot of criticism. They are not up to date anymore, but of course for train enthusiasts they were very interesting, because probably these were the oldest trains in regular use in Germany, except for heritage rails. So as you heard, the trains are quite noisy, and that was one of the reasons why they were replaced now. The railway line connects Chemnitz and Leipzig, two big cities in Saxony, and that's why those trains are also always pretty crowded. Also in this case, that's why I couldn't show you much more of the train. And this will also be a problem maybe in the future, because the new trains will only have 3 cars. And I'm not sure if they will be always used with 2 trains coupled together, because then they have a bit higher capacity as the old trains. But if they only use 1 train, it will be very, very crowded. And the reason for this is that it is the fastest way to go anywhere from Chemnitz, to take this train to Leipzig and use the high-speed trains from there. There's also an intercity from Chemnitz, but only 1 per day. And this train is going to Dresden first and then to Berlin, and it's still faster to take this train from Chemnitz to Leipzig and change there for an ICE to Berlin. So these trains are always very, very crowded, and they are only stopping for a very short time in Chemnitz. That means that usually all passengers are already at the platform when the train arrives, changes direction and goes back to Leipzig. So boarding this train is always a bit chaotic, because everybody wants to be first to get a good seat. That won't change with the new trains, also with the replacement trains, that won't change. So this is a downside of the railway line. As I said, these trains have been replaced in December by slightly more modern trains that are accessible. The railway line is pretty interesting with a nice landscape. There are some connections, but most connecting railway lines have been closed. You have a connection from Geithain to Leipzig on a different railway line, And there are also some other trains on that line, some regional trains that are stopping at more stations in between, like the Geithner that we just saw a few seconds ago. Here we are already slowly approaching Leipzig, the end of the line, and as I said, here we have a very good connection in all directions of Germany. So for now we have the Dostos on that line. As soon as the Alstom-Coradia Continental battery trains will get their license, they will replace the Dostos, and these trains will also stay on the line when it gets electrified, which is also planned for the future, and then they will not be used as a battery train but as a full electric train. Here we are approaching Leipzig main station, very impressive station, and here I'm leaving this train, stopping for a short break at my favorite burger restaurant, Rockets, which is located here in the main station, and then in the next video we will continue from here. Here we can take another look at the interior of the first car, the cab car with the open coach, and as you can see, it is not an accessible train. And here you can see the burger. It doesn't look that great, but trust me, it's very, very good. So if you're in Leipzig, make sure to visit Rockets. But that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.